Hi, welcome back to Venture Recaps. Today I will talk about the movie titled Skyscraper. The movie begins 10 years ago. Will Sawyer is leading an FBI hostage rescue team in Minnesota. During the mission, the hostage taker detonates a suicide bomb. Will is badly injured due to the explosion and is operated on by Sarah. Part of his left leg below the knee has to be amputated. In the present, Will, who is now wearing a false leg, his wife Sarah, and his two children Henry and Georgia, live in an apartment inside Pearl, the world's tallest skyscraper, located in Hong Kong. Zhao Longjai is the business entrepreneur behind the construction of the 225-floor building, which is even taller than the Burj Khalifa. Pearl has a 30-story tall park in it, as well as 2 wind turbines that create enough energy to run the whole building. Will has started a private security company, and Pearl has hired him to check their security features. Sarah asks Will to fix her phone. Will just turn the phone off and on again. Ben, Will's friend, who works for Zhao, joins the family. Sarah and the children leave to see the pandas and enjoy themselves. Will and Ben ride up the elevator for a meeting with Zhao in his penthouse, along with security director Ajani Okk and insurance company spokesperson Pierce. In the meeting, Will says that the computerized fire and security systems have passed his tests, though he needs to inspect the security of the off-site facility. Zhao gives Will a tablet, which can only be accessed by his face. Zhao takes Will inside the ball on top of Pearl, where mirrors pop up from the floor, and explains that the room consists of 2,500 ultra-high-definition mirrors and cameras, which can make the ball look transparent from the inside. Later, to get to the off-site facility, Will rides with Ben on a boat. When they reach their destination, a criminal steals Will's bag, which has the tablet, and slashes Will on his arm. In the basement of Pearl, a maintenance engineer sees a wall break off to reveal a hole, from which hands reach out and strangle the engineer to death. The killer removes the gas mask and is revealed to be Kors Botha. In Ben's home, he is bandaging Will's wound, and he realizes that Will had put Zhao's tablet in his jacket before they left. Sarah speaks to Will on the phone as they are back at Pearl because Henry got ill. Ben pulls out a gun and reveals that he is also working for Botha and asks Will to hand him the tablet. They start to fight, and Ben accidentally gets shot in the chest with his own gun. A dying Ben tells Will that his family was not meant to go back into Pearl, and Ben had knowingly gotten them out of the building. Botha and his men pretend to be maintenance staff and cross paths with Sarah as well. Later, with the help of chemicals, they start a fire on the 96th level of Pearl. Will looks out the window and sees the fire at Pearl. As he gets attacked, Will gets out the window and climbs down a ladder. Shia, one of Botha's assassins, appears and zaps Will to steal the tablet. She scans his face on the tablet and is about to kill him, when the police arrive and shoots the criminals surrounding Will. Shia drives away in a van, and Will gets on the motorcycle and heads toward Pearl. Police arrive outside Pearl as they evacuate people, while Sarah and her kids are still stuck on the 96th floor. Shia and her associates enter the off-site facility and kill the staff. With access to the tablet, they disable the anti-fire measures. Will gets stuck in traffic and calls Sarah. He guides her to a logistics panel, where she notices that the anti-fire system is offline. On the other hand, Zhao sends security guards to get Sarah's family. As they come out of the elevator to take Sarah to the top floor, fire shoots up the elevator shaft and explodes. Inspector Wu leads a manhunt for Will Sawyer, but he escapes. The hacker says to Shia that she has full control of the tablet, even without facial recognition, and no one else has access to the mainframe, and Shia shoots him. Ajani says to Zhao that they will have to leave or else they will be stuck, and Zhao agrees to evacuate. Zhao knows Botha is behind this fire and that Botha does not want him dead. He wants the flash drive. After evading the police, Will climbs up the side of a crane to get inside the building. Inspector Wu sends a response team to arrest Will, but he makes the jump and gets inside the building. The helicopter is ready, but Ajani discovers that its pilot is an imposter. Pierce reveals to Zhao that he is also an agent of Botha. Soon Botha and his men come out and kill Zhao's associates. Zhao asks why doesn't Botha just shoot him and take the drive. Botha replies that he's going to take him and the drive in his helicopter and will let the building burn to the ground. Ajani gets up and shoots the pilot, causing the helicopter to crash into the building. Zhao gets up and runs down into the penthouse and locks its doors before Botha can get to him. Shia tells Botha she can't open the penthouse doors with a tablet, and that Will and his family are in Pearl. Pierce says they need to find Will so he can get in, and Botha says they don't have to, as they know what he wants. On the other hand, Will patches his wounds with the help of duct tape. Sarah and the children are crossing the bridge when Pierce appears, pulls out a gun, and grabs Sarah. Sarah pulls a pair of scissors out of her pocket, tells the children to run, then stabs the scissors into Pierce's leg and knocks him down. A falling metal structure smashes the bridge. Burning debris falls, separating Henry and Georgia. Henry tells Georgia to go up to the waterfall. Pierce gets back up and attacks Sarah, and Will appears and pushes him off the bridge. Will places a wooden plank across the gap and holds it, while Sarah walks across to get Henry. Will knows that there is an elevator that operates on electromagnetic induction and is held in place by a fail-safe brake. Will cuts the cable, the magnets kick back on when it passes the fire line, Sarah engages the braking system, and Sarah and Henry escape from the building and meet Inspector Wu. Two men appear before Georgia. She runs off into the waterfall and they follow her. Will fights with them before meeting Botha. They are taken outside the penthouse doors. Will says the only way the doors open is from the inside, or if the fire alarm on the penthouse level triggers it. But this can't happen because Botha took the entire system offline. Botha says he will throw Georgia off the roof if Will does not bring to him what Zhao is holding behind the doors. They take Georgia with them, leaving Will on the floor. He sees a news broadcast and learns that Sarah and Henry are safe. Sarah describes to Wu the man she saw in Pearl. The police bring up images of people from which Sarah recognizes Botha. Police wonder why Botha would trap himself in the fire and cut off his only way out. One of Botha's men had a container with the word Surin on it. The police look up Surin and find out that it's a parachute. Sarah concludes that it is likely that they will jump out of the building and land nearby. Inspector Wu thinks that Sarah might be an associate of Botha, but she says that they should trust her as her own kids are stuck in the building. On the other hand, Will finds out that the panels that control the penthouse doors are behind the turbines. Will smashes open a window, climbs along the side of the building, and descends to the turbines. He gets inside the turbine blades and cuts a wire, opening the doors. He climbs back up to the building and uses his false leg to stop the doors from closing again. Once inside the penthouse, Zhao puts a gun to the back of Will's head, but he gets on top of Zhao and says that they need to talk. Zhao explains about Botha that he handles extortion for 3 powerful crime syndicates. When Zhao began construction on Pearl, he came to him and asked for protection money. Zhao did pay him, but he hid tracking software inside wire transfers and collected the syndicate's information. When the syndicates found out they were compromised, they threatened to destroy Botha if he didn't clean up his mess. If Zhao dies, the copies will be sent to the authorities, which is why Botha needs the original files to hide their identities. Botha started the fire in Pearl, knowing Zhao would take the flash drive and run. Will says they will give Botha what he wants, but Zhao says that he will kill them both. Will wants to save his daughter, and her life is more important to him, so he asks Zhao to help him. Botha, his men, and Georgia are on the roof. Will and Zhao appear, with Zhao's hands bound with duct tape. Zhao frees his hands, takes the drive, points his gun at Will, and says that he wants a parachute. Botha orders one of his men to give him his parachute. He tosses the flash drive across the room while Will shouts at Georgia to run and kills the man in front of him. Zhao shoots at the criminals as the mirrors pop up. They start to fight, and criminals start having a hard time distinguishing the real people from the reflected images. Will finds the flash drive while a thug is shot by Zhao before he can kill Will. Inspector Wu leads an attack on an area that is likely to be the drop zone for the parachutes. Inside a police car, Sarah sees Xia about to shoot Wu. She slams Xia on the car door and beeps the car's horn, alerting the police. Xia is strangling her when Wu appears, pointing a gun at Xia. Sarah knocks her out and picks up the tablet Xia left on the seat. Wu orders Botha to turn around, but Botha has Georgia and threatens that he will drop the girl from the top floor and orders Will to toss him the drive. Botha is looking at a reflection of Will while Will is actually behind him. He kicks Botha down and grabs Georgia. The grenade explodes, killing Botha. Sarah uses the tablet to restart the building's control system. The anti-fire measures come back online, the sprinklers start working again, and the fire is extinguished. A helicopter arrives to bring Will, Georgia, and Zhao down to safety. Will gives Zhao his flash drive, and the Sawyer family happily reunites, and Wu has a chance to finally meet Will, acknowledging that he was not responsible for the fire in Pearl. Zhao plans to rebuild Pearl on his own this time without any help from Botha. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.